Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that takes a look at players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to the Arsenal. There's only one story in town today if you're an Arsenal fan, and that is the one linking Karim Benzema with a move to Arsenal. It's the Sun newspaper that goes big with this one today, all over their back page, where they're claiming that Arsenal are about to make a £40 million bid to sign Karim Benzema from Real Madrid. They're saying that as soon as Monday, Arsenal will be discussing this deal with Real Madrid with a hope of bringing Karim Benzema to the Arsenal. Now, of course, got every Arsenal fan excited. We love it. It'd be fantastic to see a world-class striker like Benzema, in that team. It would make Arsenal formidable if they were to get hold of Benzema. But I don't know. I mean, it's looking into the Sun story. I don't see a lot of what they're basing their story off. It's a lot of assumptions. I mean, if they have got some sort of inside information off of the club, then fair enough. But didn't really see a lot of substance to that story. I think there is an interest there from Arsenal for Karim Benzema, but to get this deal over the line is going to be difficult. For starters, Madrid, are they willing to sell Karim Benzema at the moment? Remember, he's only recently signed a contract extension. He's got a contract at Real Madrid now till 2019. That means to get him, it's going to be very expensive. What a lot of the thought is that new manager Rafa Benitez is going to go for a formation where he's going to play Cristiano Ronaldo through the middle. And a lot of the thoughts in Spain is that Benzema doesn't want to be sitting on the bench at his age, especially with the Euros coming up. So if that is the case, he'd be up for a move. But a lot of that is all speculation at the moment. We don't know for sure. What we do know is that Benzema loves it in Madrid. He's been there now for quite a while, and he loves playing for Real Madrid. And of course, you're playing for Real Madrid, you've got a big chance of winning things. And it's not like years gone by where normally there's some other big targets out there that Real Madrid will then, go and get this mega name, and then they'll have to drop a player. There doesn't seem to be those sort of players out there at the moment that Madrid can go and get. So it's really, really difficult to see how this whole thing's going to happen. It could happen if they move Ronaldo into the middle. Could mean that, Benzema gets a bit disheartened. But it's, as I said, a lot of speculation at the moment. One thing for sure, I think Arsenal would be able to tempt him to come if they were able to pay that sort of fee. The fact that he'd be playing with Mesut Ozil, the fact that, you've got a manager there in Arsene Wenger who knows Benzema, I'm sure that would be a major influence in Benzema's thoughts. But then don't forget as well, there'd be other clubs like Manchester United, for instance, who are also in the hunt for a top striker who would be interested in Benzema. So this by no means is a straightforward deal. And I very much doubt, yes, it's on Monday. I can't see that. If this deal does happen at all, I do see it being one of them long protracted ones that are going to be drawn out throughout the summer. What's a question I wanted to ask all Arsenal fans? We've heard that Liverpool today have activated the release clause of Christian Benteke, £32.5 million. And when you hear that sort of price, you think to yourself, well, if Benzema is 40 million, that's not a bad shout. He is worth it then, isn't he? Because, Benteke's never played Champions League football, still really hasn't really lit it up internationally. So he's done well for Villa, but sometimes there's had times where he's sort of dropped away. But he is a devastating striker on his day. Would would Christian Benteke have been a decent shout for Arsenal up front? I know he's very similar in Giroud in that, he's sort of a power player, target man type player. But would he have been a good shout for Arsenal? Because he would have been gettable. I mean, if you had a choice between coming to Liverpool or going to Arsenal, he'd have probably chose Arsenal because of the style of football, because of the fact that there's Champions League football as well. So it's very interesting, this one, because I do think he's a very good striker. I know he was terrible in that cup final. But I want to ask you guys, Christian Benteke, would Christian Benteke been worth a punt by Arsenal to try and bring him in? Should we have shown an interest in Benteke? Or do you guys feel that Benteke is not good enough for Arsenal? Let's go after some bigger targets like a Benzema, like Lacazette, like those type of players. Would love to hear from you on that one. Let us know in the comments below. Alessio Ramagnali getting linked day after day after day with Arsenal. We've been told that Arsenal Roma are in talks over the youngster. He's only 20 years of age. A centre-back, very, very well thought of in Italy. Roma don't want to lose him to one of their rivals. They really don't. You know, Napoli and AC Milan have both put in bids for him, and they really don't want to sell him to any of those teams, because they know that he's very good and they know that he's going to become a top player. They're keen to let him go to Arsenal if Arsenal want him, and we're being told that Roma are going to be having talks with Arsenal about Alessio Romagnoli. I don't know a lot about him. I'll be honest with you, just only for the fact that we're being told that he is a top prospect in Italy, and he must be good if you see the type of Italian clubs that are chasing him at the moment. But Roma more keener to do a deal with us. 30 million euros though, that is a lot of money for a 20-year-old kid. He must be some player if they expect to get that out of Arsenal or Arsene Wenger. But that is what we're being told is the price they would be prepared to sell him at. And finally, a player that we've already got, but it's really good to see this guy signing a new contract, and that is Hector Bellerin. What a fantastic season Hector Bellerin had last season. He just emerged. He has become a fixture at right back. He's been outstanding there. And not only that, you can see by his personality and the way he gets on with all the other Arsenal players and that he's obviously a great dressing room guy. He seems to be, just for a player of that young age, at the centre of a lot of things, and the banter and the chatter and that in the Arsenal dressing room. And we're being told today Hector Bellerin is going to be offered a new contract. He's currently on £15,000 a week. He's going to get a pay rise to £45,000 a week. Not bad for a 20-year-old. Nowhere near as much as Raheem Sterling's getting, though. But, you know, he's going to be signing on long-term, which I think is absolutely fantastic for Arsenal. What a way. I've loved the way this guy has just come through. And, you know, when he was asked about, you know, the links to the ultimate links, linking him with a move back to Barcelona, which is sort of the club he came from originally, he said, no, listen, I'm happy in England. I mean, everybody loves his accent. He's literally got like a Cockney Spanish accent. And he's like, no, I'm loving it in England. I'm loving it here at Arsenal. And I wanted to stay here and develop my game. And he is going to become a really top-class player. I mean, I could even see Hector Bellerin in the future even moving a bit further forward and playing as a left winger. He's that good. He can play anywhere, really. He's such a good young player, and I'm expecting him to have a fantastic season this year. And good to see that Arsenal signing him on to a new long-term deal. And good for Hector Bellerin. Let's get into your comments from yesterday. Alejandro Cortez Morales says, Aubameyang is totally worth the money. Remember yesterday we were talking about Aubameyang being linked with a move from Dortmund to Arsenal. He said even last season, which was one of Dortmund's worst seasons in the last decade, he still had a decent season banging in the goals. So vote of confidence there to try and get Aubameyang. Of course, they don't want to sell him. So if we're going to try and get a player like that, we're going to have to go hard. We're going to have to go aggressive to move a player like Aubameyang. As simple as that. Rohan says we need to sign Lacazette. So that's another one for Lacazette. Rick Jean says Aubameyang, 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 Aubameyang. So we know that what he's saying, he definitely wants him. FTW TV HD says this waiting game is stupid. Every time a top quality player becomes available, we get picked out by another. They get picked up by another top club who aren't waiting when we want these players. So he doesn't like the fact that we're just waiting around, waiting for things to happen. He wants us to be more proactive. Hunter Kemp says, I'm glad we didn't get Vidal or Schneiderlin. Vidal, who looks to be on his way to Bayern Munich. Schneiderlin wouldn't fit in, just like Vidal. I hope we spend the money that we would have spent on him on a striker. Jack Hurst says, Wenger is really annoying me now. I know for a fact we will not buy a striker or a defensive midfielder. And he's saying we're just going to end up again with 4th place or just get the FA Cup. And, you know, it's a lot of negativity actually around as regarding strikers. Let's do this one. Was the last one. This is Anguiris365. He said, am I the only one that thinks that Lacazette is overrated, he says. He scored a lot of goals for only 1 season, plus the league he plays in is nothing compared to La Liga or the Premier League. And sorry, last one here. Also A.F.C. says, apparently Lacazette does nothing in the big games. So some people there casting a bit of doubt on Lacazette. Could it be Karim Benzema? Are the Sun newspaper spot on with going with their big splash? Check out this splash, massive splash on their back page, talking about Benzema coming to Arsenal. We're going to have to wait and see. Don't forget, we've got some great videos coming out. Look out for a video coming out today with an interview with Arsenal ladies player Alex Scott. And she also gets into what she thinks Arsenal should be looking at signing and transfers. And an unboxing video of the new Arsenal away kit. I love this kit, actually. Check out the unboxing video. If you haven't already bought their kit and you're interested in buying it, we give you the complete rundown in the unboxing video. Thanks for watching the show today. We'll be back tomorrow around about the same time.